Ask yourself this: is this truly the worst that could possibly happen to me? Is it the end of the world? Is all lost? After asking yourself these questions, you will see the answer is no. This will never be the worst anything for you unless you dwell on your problems, bury yourself under your burdens, and commit yourself to constant chastisement. Welcome to Music, Motivation, and More, the Positivity Podcast. I am your host, Jerald Simon. I am the founder of Music Motivation and the creator of the Cool Songs Club. Today's podcast is titled, Obstacles Are Opportunities. And if you think about it, obstacles are all around us. Even obstacles that overwhelm us. But obstacles can become opportunities for us. For the positive perceptions portion of this podcast, I would like to read from my book, Perceptions, Parables, and Pointers, on page 35. This is what it says. Obstacles are opportunities. Realize that setbacks only temporarily suspend success. You can and will overcome any obstacle. Perseverance always produces results. Do not dwell on defeat. Do not wallow in the well of worry or be fenced in by fear. Learn from your past mistakes and move forward. When something doesn't go as planned or you make a terrible blunder and you feel that all is lost, simply begin again. The old adage, if at first you don't succeed, try again, is as relevant today as it ever was. Mistakes can be mended. Some take more time to resolve and others less. But every problem has a solution. We may not like the solutions at first, but as every question needs an answer, every problem needs a solution. Take a look at the problems you face each day and tackle them one by one. Ask yourself this: is this truly the worst that could possibly happen to me? Is it the end of the world? Is all lost? After asking yourself these questions, you will see the answer is no. This will never be the worst anything for you unless you dwell on your problems, bury yourself under your burdens, and commit yourself to constant chastisement. If this is the case, you need to change. Remember, obstacles are opportunities. For the Motivation in a Minute portion of this podcast, I would like to read a quote from my book, Perceptions, Parables, and Pointers. This is what it says. It's on page 184. All the adversity I've had in my life, all my troubles and obstacles have strengthened me. You may not realize it when it happens, but a kick in the teeth may be the best thing in the world for you. Walt Disney. For the Music Within portion of this podcast, I would like to have us listen to Love at Home. This is from my album, Hymns of the Heart. I hope you enjoy this. For the Poetry That Motivates portion of this podcast, I would like to read Trials Come to Everyone. This is from my book, The As If Principle, Motivational Poetry, and is found on page 21. Let me read this to you. Trials come to everyone. When your back is pinned against the wall, when you've lost your strength and you slip and fall, when your demons of doubt begin to shout and make you cower and crawl, look to God and praise His name. Don't be bitter and never complain. Trials come to everyone, the rich, the poor, the sinner and saint. But God is always here for us, regardless of man's complaint. You see, we all have obstacles. But remember, obstacles can become opportunities for us if we change the way we look at each obstacle. It's all about perspective. It's all about how we view good days and bad days, how we view struggle and strife, how we view positivity and negativity. Most of us would look at failure with fear. Most of us would look at pain as suffering. And it is, but pain can strengthen us. Pain can humble us. Pain can teach us. Pain can perfect us and refine us. We don't always have the correct answers. We don't always do what we should do. We don't always succeed and win. Often we fail. We struggle. We slip. We fall. We get hurt. We cry. We experience pain, loss, and suffering and sorrow. But what can we learn from these difficult and dark days, these turbulent times? How can we grow? How can we improve? How can we learn and progress? Remember, life is about being better today than we were yesterday. And some days, we won't be better today than we were yesterday. Some days, we may fall so hard, either because we've been knocked down or pushed down by others, or because we've made our own mistakes that have caused us to collapse. But each new day is a new day. It's a new day of hope to change and do our best. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys have a great day today. Make each day your best day, starting today. Thanks for listening. Have a great week. See you. Bye. Subscribe to Music, Motivation, and More, the Positivity Podcast with Jerald Simon, to receive updates about each new weekly podcast. Every Monday, a new podcast is released to help motivate and inspire individuals to learn, to grow, to do, to be, and become the very best they can become. These are all motivational messages that inspire men and women of all ages to do and be their best, to set goals, to work on improving who they are and who they would like to become. Thank you again for listening. Connect with us on social media to become part of the conversation as we all work together to motivate each other to do and be our best. Thanks for listening to Music, Motivation, and More, the Positivity Podcast. I am your host, Jerald Simon, and I'm grateful to have you listen to this podcast. Every Monday we come out with a brand new podcast, and you can listen to it on any of the podcast streaming sites available. Just search for Music, Motivation, and More, the Positivity Podcast with Jerald Simon. Any of the music that I've shared in these podcasts, you can listen to. All of my music is available on Spotify, Pandora, iTunes, Amazon, and any streaming site available. You can also check out my music books at musicmotivation.com, and you can find my poetry, self-help, and motivational books available from Amazon.com, from Barnes & Noble, and from all different online shops and stores. If you have any questions about the music that I create through my company Music Motivation, you can learn more at musicmotivation.com, and you can visit my website coolsongsclub.com to learn more about how I create fun, cool piano music that helps motivate piano students to want to play the piano the fun way, especially during their teenage years. I'd love to have you check that out. But thank you again for listening. Please feel free to connect with me on any of the social media sites out there. You can watch my YouTube videos on youtube.com/Jerald Simon. You can connect with me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and all social media sites at Jerald Simon. Thanks again for listening. Until next time, keep up the great work and have fun. See you guys. Bye.